When a man discovers that his partner has been hiding another relationship from him, he often says, "How did I not notice? She acted completely normal." The truth is that psychology suggests people who hide a significant part of their lives do not always appear nervous or suspicious, as movies often portray. In fact, many deliberately maintain their normal routines to avoid raising suspicion. For this reason, secret relationships are rarely uncovered through a sudden confession. Instead, they are often revealed through small, repeated behavioral changes that may seem harmless when viewed individually but can take on a different meaning when they occur together over time. It is important to emphasize from the beginning that none of these signs proves the existence of a secret relationship. They may have many other explanations, including life stress, work-related changes, mental health struggles, or simply a desire for more personal space. That is why psychologists always recommend looking at the overall pattern of behavior rather than relying on a single sign. 1. She suddenly becomes much more protective of her privacy. Everyone deserves privacy, but what catches psychologists' attention is a sudden shift in behavior. If she used to leave her phone around without concern but now never lets it out of her sight, frequently changes passwords, or quickly locks the screen whenever you approach, it may indicate that she is hiding part of her life. However, this does not necessarily mean she is cheating. She may simply want more privacy, so this behavior should never be interpreted on its own. 2. A sudden change in the way she communicates with you. Relationship research shows that people who begin emotionally withdrawing from their partner often reduce communication gradually. Conversations become shorter. She stops asking about your day. She no longer shares the details of her own life the way she once did. From a psychological perspective, when someone begins investing emotional energy elsewhere, the quality of communication within the current relationship may naturally decline. That said, emotional withdrawal can also result from exhaustion, stress, or unresolved relationship conflicts, not necessarily from another relationship. 3. Her stories become increasingly inconsistent. Maintaining lies requires considerable mental effort, which is why people sometimes contradict themselves without realizing it. She may tell you she was in one place, then later mention details that don't fit the original story, or forget what she previously told you. This does not mean every inconsistency is evidence of deception. Human memory is imperfect. But repeated contradictions over time may deserve attention. 4. She becomes unusually defensive. A simple question may trigger an unexpectedly angry response, or she may accuse you of being controlling, jealous, or distrustful. Some psychologists suggest that when people are trying to hide something, they may react more defensively in order to change the subject or end the conversation quickly. On the other hand, defensiveness can also occur if someone genuinely feels unfairly accused. Again, this behavior should never be viewed in isolation. 5. Noticeable changes in her daily routine. Another sign worth paying attention to is a sudden shift in daily habits without a clear explanation. Unexpected meetings, frequent outings, regularly coming home later than usual, or suddenly having many new commitments may raise questions. Psychology does not consider change itself to be suspicious. Instead, it focuses on whether the explanations remain consistent and whether secrecy becomes a recurring pattern. 6. An unusual increase in attention to her appearance. There is nothing unusual about a woman caring about her appearance. In fact, it is a healthy behavior. However, if this change appears suddenly, differs significantly from her previous habits, and seems closely connected to certain places or situations, it may naturally attract attention. Psychologists note that people often invest more effort in their appearance when they want to make a positive impression on someone new. Still, the reason may simply be that she wants to rebuild her confidence or improve her lifestyle, not necessarily because another person is involved. 7. She seems happier, but not within the relationship. One of the changes some men notice is that their wives appear more energetic and happier overall, yet that positive energy does not carry over into the relationship. She laughs while using her phone, seems excited before going out, but becomes quiet, distant, or emotionally cold when spending time with you. Some researchers believe this contrast may suggest that emotional fulfillment is coming from somewhere outside the relationship, although it is far from sufficient evidence on its own. Why are secret relationships so difficult to detect? Psychological research suggests that many people involved in parallel relationships work hard to preserve the appearance of a normal life. As a result, behavioral changes are often subtle and gradual, making it easy for a partner to attribute them to fatigue, work stress, or ordinary mood changes. Trust itself can also make warning signs difficult to recognize because people naturally don't expect someone they love to be hiding something important. For this reason, many secret relationships are not uncovered because of one obvious sign, but because multiple changes gradually form a consistent pattern over time. Are these signs enough to conclude that someone is cheating? The answer is no. Every one of these behaviors may have a completely innocent explanation. That is why psychologists emphasize that healthy judgment should not be based on suspicion, secretly checking a partner's phone, or interpreting every behavior negatively. Instead, it should be based on observing consistent patterns over time and, when genuine concerns arise, addressing them through calm, honest, and respectful communication.